How's it going everyone? It's time to take a look at another weapon from Black Ops 2 multiplayer, and today's featured weapon is the M1216 shotgun. The M1216 is the only fully automatic shotgun we've got available in Black Ops 2. All the shotguns in this game have a unique trait. We've either got the plain old pump action of the 870, or we've got that slug round of the KSG, the semi-automatic S12, as well as the fully automatic M1216. As we'll talk about in this guide, the M1216 is also pretty unique in that it fires 4 lots of 4 rounds. This is interesting for the first 5 seconds or so, and then it suddenly becomes a major drawback to using this weapon. But the M1216, as we've said, is a shotgun, and this one's the last one you'll unlock at level 52, but it's not really one to look forward to. So let's get started and take a look at some of the M1216's general features. Its damage rating comes in at 25 to 6, that's 25 up close, quickly dropping off to 6 at long range, and just like all the shotguns it drops off to a 0 value after a certain range where your shots don't inflict a single point of damage. You can still achieve a one-shot kill with the M1216 as long as 4 of the 8 pellets land a hit in that deadly 25 damage range within about 4 meters. Just like the 870 and the S12, the M1216 fires those 8 pellets in every shot, and this spread of pellets will tighten up when aiming down sights or when using the laser sight attachment. Now while you won't be aiming down sights too much with this weapon, it does come with a nice set of iron sights with what must be the largest front pin from any of the weapons. We're moving on to some more detailed stats for the M1216. With those 4 sets of 4 rounds, this weapon comes out with the largest mag size of 16 rounds, and that can be extended with an extra 4 rounds with the extended clip attachment. The fire rate of the M1216 is actually on par with the S12, but because of that slight pause after every 4 shots, the overall rate of fire is reduced down to about 225 rounds per minute. We've had shotguns in previous Call of Duties which have been fully automatic but haven't been classed as overpowered. I think the minuscule range of this weapon would have been enough to balance it without needing this annoying pause after every 4 shots. Once you've exhausted those 4 sets of magazines, you have to replace the whole lot with a 3-second reload time. But it's worth remembering in game that if you've fired off less than 4 rounds from any one chamber, or if you've fired off up to 3 full chambers, you probably want to reload just to make sure you're not left in that awkward situation where you've only got 1 or 2 shots to spare. There's plenty of times when I was using this weapon where I'd fire off about 2 or 3 shots to kill a bad guy, then when I run around the corner and tried to blow down the next enemy, I only had 1 or 2 shots left before my character had to twist the magazine or completely reload. So while this strange and unique setup does make for some quite interesting gameplay, it soon becomes quite tiresome and lets you down on many occasions. If you could blaze out those 16 rounds in one full stream of fire, it would be much more competitive. The semi-auto and the fully automatic shotguns have lower damage or lower range for balancing purposes anyway, which often means you need more shots to kill. But there's plenty of occasions with this weapon where you've fired out 4 shots and you then have to do this little reload animation before being able to fire out another 2 or 3 to finish off the bad guy, by which time you've often been gunned down in return. If you do manage to kill an enemy in 1 or 2 shots, you've then got to kind of put yourself at risk by going through that 3-second reload, just so you're not left without enough rounds in your next firefight. It would be cool if there was a little shortcut like a double tap of the reload button, which would allow you to manually switch out to that next chamber of rounds, just like the character does when you've exhausted a full set of 4. Now let's move on and take a look at my recommendations of an attachment configuration for your M1216 in game. Just like with all the shotguns, the number 1 attachment I'd recommend is the long barrel. With the shotguns having such minuscule range, plus with them dropping off eventually to 0 damage, you'll want to make the most of that one-shot kill potential. Another attachment that's always recommended for the shotguns is the laser sight. By tightening up that spread, you've got more likelihood of landing a kill, and these 2 attachments alone are really all you need for your M1216. Running that primary gunfighter wildcard plus a 3rd attachment isn't really worthwhile, and you'd be much more better off spending those points on perks or tactical equipment. But there's one more space on my little chart, so it's worth talking about the difference between fast mags and extended clip for this weapon. With the M1216 having that strange 4x4 magazine configuration, that extended clip attachment is only going to grant you 1 extra series of 4 rounds, so instead of having to reload after those 4 separate chambers have been emptied, you've got 5 full chambers to spare before having to reload. But considering you've still got a little pause between switching between these chambers, it's really not an attachment that's going to give you any major benefits. On the other hand, because you'll often have to force a reload so you've got enough rounds to spare for your next engagement, this is where the fast mag attachment comes in to speed up that reload time, so you're less at risk while having to perform that reload. Otherwise, I wouldn't completely disregard the suppressor. While it will make this weapon a complete hit marker machine, it is going to give you those stealth benefits so you're not hunted out immediately after opening fire by any nearby bad guys who might have seen you pop up on the radar. So even though you're going to have to get even closer to the bad guys, it's going to at least make it a little bit easier to rack up streaks of kills. So that's about it for my review of the M1216 in Black Ops 2. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on this weapon. Do you appreciate this strange configuration of those 4x4 rounds, or do you think it would perform better as a standard fully automatic shotgun? If you enjoyed my guide or even learned anything new, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up or a like down below to help spread the word and share the video with your friends. Don't forget you can always check down in that description for the full link to the playlist in case you've missed any of the previous episodes. While you're in there you'll also see those links to Twitter and Facebook so you can come and say hello. So thanks again for watching, I'll catch you all later.